finally won last night. They're going to the Stanley Cup playoffs. What were your thoughts?
I'm ecstatic. I've been a lifelong Blues fan all my life from St. Louis, and something that I've never seen. And to be able to go to the Stanley Cup final, to be able to compete for the hardest trophy to win in sports, it's brought tears to my eyes last night. And we're not done yet. We need 4 more wins to hoist Lord Stanley's Cup.
In January, it didn't look very good for you, did it?
No, it didn't. And like I said, I've been a lifelong fan, and I almost threw in the towel in January, but because the winters are so long, they found a hot new goaltender in Jordan Binnington that really the team played around. You could tell a difference when the team played for him, and he really captured the city and captured us fans, and they have ridden him and ridden this to a great ride that's still being written right now.
Have you looked ahead to Boston, what they do? How do you match up against Boston?
Actually, I looked at their scores. We split with them during the regular season. Our backup goalie lost 5-2 in mid-January, right when the run was beginning to start. And then Jordan Binnington won a 2-1 shootout win in February at home against Boston. An interesting storyline is one of Boston's players is the former captain, David Backes of the St. Louis Blues, who's a much revered player for the Blue Note. You know, he started adopt the pet. He was part of the Olympics when the USA won the gold medal a few years ago. So he was a well-loved player in the St. Louis area. He plays for the Boston Bruins now, so having to go up against him and see who gets to raise the cup is going to be special.
How did Gloria begin?
Gloria began in Philadelphia, at a bar in Philadelphia, where they are now big-time hockey fans, big-time Blue fans in Philadelphia. But some of the players heard the song being played over the jukebox or whatever they play, the iPod there, and they've kind of adopted it as their winning song because they won that game. And now the fans have grabbed hold of it, and stations in St. Louis are playing it for 24 hours following Blue Series wins now.
Would Pam and Jim break up because of this series?
It would be awfully tough to stay together if one's, it's like the Cubs and Cards. You see those families with Cubs and Cardinal shirts, and I don't know how they do it, so I would say Pam and Jim should call it quits.
You've always had a lifelong love of this sport and the Blues.
Yep.
And it started when you were born. Tell me about that.
The legend is that my dad was called out of the St. Louis Arena at the time, the night I was born, and said, hey, you need to go across Forest Park over to Barnes Hospital because your first son is being born. So I was born at 9:30 that night, so I'm sure face-off was at 7:30, so I'm not sure Dad was disappointed he missed the game that night or if he was more happy that I was around.
Did the Blues win that game?
They did not. It was actually the night of a first coach. They had just fired a previous coach, so it was the night of I think Larry Keenan was named the head coach that night in 1974.